Hi everybody, my name is Chad Barker. I'm going to show you today how to assemble a Barker modern cabinet. I'm only going to make one of these videos because the philosophy behind assembling our cabinet is extremely simple and it's very straightforward. So I'm going to show you how this one goes together, and then you can kind of use that assembly technique to assemble every other cabinet on our website. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, you're going to have all your cabinet doors, your drawer fronts, your drawer boxes, and I'm going to show you how to do all of this. I'm going to take these parts, I'm going to put them off to the side because we're going to start today with the cabinet case. So get your hardware, put it off to the side. The thing we're going to need is your drawer slides, and then we're going to need what's called the system screws. And those are these short, stubby screws that you see right here. Okay? That's to get started. And then what we're going to do is look for all of our cabinet case parts. I'll try to move out of the way for you so you guys can all see. All right. So what I'm looking for is the two sides, the UER and the UEL. And I'm going to put them back to back. I'm going to assemble this from my perspective so you guys can kind of follow along. What we have here is this little one door, one drawer base cabinet. Okay, we have drawer slides up top. So this is how the cabinet goes together. Drawer slides go here, drawer boxes up top here, and then there's a door covering the opening here, and then a toe kick going down to the floor. Okay, and that's from top to bottom. Pretty simple cabinet. And it's going to show you pretty much everything that goes along with it. First thing we're going to do, take your drawer slides. We're going to put them on the cabinet. We're going to attach those now because if you try to do it later, you can do it later, but trying to get inside of the cabinet to attach these is problematic. So I highly recommend doing it while you have the thing apart. All right, so to start off here, we're going to use these screws, and we're going to use just a standard Phillips bit driver. Okay, that should be something you have around the house. Usually comes with your drill. We do include the other drill bit. We'll get to that driver bit here in a minute when we get to assembling the cabinet case itself. All right, so we're going to get about 6 of these guys. I usually give you a couple extra screws just in case. Really important here, if you want to zoom in here, we're going to actually show you which hole to use. And that's going to be the bottom row and then the farthest one back on the first set. So you can kind of see here. That's important. Once you get that one in, you're done. You just align the other holes and you're good to go. So what you're going to want to do, get your screw in there. And go right into there. I attached it. I did it nice and snug. Don't have to over tighten these guys. Do whatever you want. Same thing here. You can see the other holes just align like normal. It's always the bottom row, and it's always the one in the farthest back of that set. Super easy. All right. Move on to the other one. I'm going to start with that front screw. Let the other ones fall where they are. You open up the drawer slide like that, and then it lines up real nice. And that's the nice thing about our cabinets here, is that they're all fully CNC machined. None of these are hand drilled, so everything should line up. Perfect. Okay. That's it. It's your drawer slide. I'm not going to show you the hinge plates, only because those are super easy, and that's one of my favorite parts about the new cabinet line here. I'm going to show you that when it's all assembled, so I'll show you how easy it is to put these things together. Okay. So, starting off with that, I'm going to find the deck from my list of parts, for my parts I have sitting over here. That's the deck. It always says it on the label. As you notice there, every part will have a name on it. Okay? All right. What I'm going to do is I'm just take it on one side. You can do either side you want. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to do this side. So what you do is just put the cabinet case on its back. Goes around. Grab your conformat screws. And the conformat screws are these big, huge bolts you see right here. They got a sharp tip on them. Real nice. These things are extremely strong and extremely durable. Just get a handful of those out. We're also going to use this driver bit that comes along with it. There we go. Now this is a posi bit driver. It's kind of nice because it works perfectly with these screws. You see there. Oops. All right. Going here, I'm gonna attach it with my hand just to kind of get everything aligned. Same thing in the back. Once the screws are all in there, everything kind of self-aligns itself. All right, there we go. Make sure you cinch up the bits of these actually. There we go. Okay. Same thing over here. I'm going to attach this other piece using the complement screws, as shown here. All right. Okay, now we're going to move on to the back over here, and we're going to actually tilt this thing up, and then we're going to put the back panel in. This is your 1/4-inch back panel. It really doesn't have any structural significance. Everything is held together with a cabinet case, and we're using real thick plywood material here, so this is a super durable cabinet. So what we're going to do, slide the back down into the groove as needed. There. And then we're going to look for the top stretcher. It's the wide top stretcher as you see here. The label came off. We're machining it. Sorry about that. Do the same thing. If you want, you can even put it back on its back. Here. And then you're going to attach the exact same way. Just align those screws as needed. And go from there. Pretty easy. Now notice these screws actually self-flush themselves out, so you don't need a countersink. They have what are called little nibs on them, and they're designed for this specific use. All right. I like to get a few of them in there just so I don't have to keep reaching for new screws. Okay. So that's your top, the back's in there, no problem. I'm gonna go and put it back again. And a nailer, I'm looking for a top stretcher, as you see right there, top stretcher. Anytime it says top, obviously it's gonna be on the top of the cabinet, right? Sounds good. Again, I'm just aligning these screw holes up. And then I assemble it as needed. You can kind of get your own little system around here once you get going. And you have a lot of them. They have 20 cabinets, so really get moving on these guys. All right. Same thing over here. All right. Same thing over here, we're going to do the drawer stretcher next. Find your drawer stretcher, there's a nailer, there's a drawer stretcher. It's usually got the banded front edge on there. Okay. Right there. And it just sits right there next to the drawer slide. It's a nice thing about that is once you put that drawer slide in, it's a lot easier to align everything. Okay, almost done. That's it. Now the last part is going to be your front toe. That's just the toe kick piece. It's this guy right here. You can do a label in or label out, it doesn't really matter. It's the same either way. Notice how tight that fits. Good. Again, 2 screws here. Maybe a faster way to do this is just to pre-thread all your screws by hand and then come back through and then hit it with your driver. Let's try that real quick while we're doing it. It'll be kind of fun. I'm gonna go face down. I'm gonna grab my 2 nailers. Nailers go on the back, everybody. There. And these things are precise. Look at that. There is no tolerance there. That's perfect. There, that is just dead on, so that's what we want. All right, so I'm gonna go through here. That one's in. That one's in. That one's in. A few more screws. assembling this thing, so make sure you got lots of batteries for your driver. Okay, next side. And your joint should be pretty well within about a 16th of an inch. Nice. Use a different one. Not sure why that happened, but it's been a defect. All right. You always have plenty of extra screws. We always give you a few extra to make sure you guys have everything you need. All right, perfect. Oh, good. Great. Cabinet is now fully assembled. That's it. Got your drawer slides in there. Looks good. Don't forget about what that hole placement is. Okay. Next thing we can do here is add in the adjustable shelf. Might as well show you how to do that. These are called shelf pins. Come in a little bag like this. Super easy. Your adjustable shelf is just another shelf that you can put up and down. I'm going to go up here and go about halfway. Of course, you can do whatever you want. They're adjustable shelves. It's up to you. 5. So I like to count up and put mine about halfway up. Depending on what you're going to store in there. Same thing here. ADJ shelf, adjustable shelf. Okay. You can always remove the labels too. As you're doing this, super easy to remove. They are removable. Okay, I'm going to take that label off for you. I'm going to show you how easy it is. All right, so that's it. So the cabinet case is fully assembled. But hey, we still got to get a door and a drawer front. All right. Let's put the door on first because that's the most fun. One of my favorite parts of this new cabinet line is the hardware that we are using. All right, so I'm going to grab my door right here. All right, and I got 2 hinges right here and right here. You don't have to screw these on. These are nice. This is what's new about these. These are called Inserta Blue Motion hinges. Okay. So you just put them in here. They already have the holes drilled in the door. Put it in like that. Clip it down. That's it. Done. Watch this. Everything's precision drilled on our CNC, so that's it. That's all you have to do. You put that thing to the side now, and then you move on. These are Inserta hinge plates. You see here, same idea. We're going to put them onto the cabinet that you see right here. Notice how it goes right there. Now just flip these back. A little hard. Those things are not going anywhere. Same thing here. There's an arrow right there too. That's worth noting. So it's blum, there's an arrow. That means pointing forward. Okay, so make sure it points forward there. Again, right there. And once you get these things on, you're going to need like a flathead screwdriver to pull them up. You got to kind of dig in there and then kind of pull it up. So just be aware of that. Okay. So that's pretty much it. Let's do I'll put the door on here in a minute. We'll do the very last part. This is your drawer box. It's dovetailed plywood, Baltic birch plywood. Perfect drawer box, super durable. My favorite drawer boxes ever. To do this, we're going to grab our locking devices. The only thing you need to do to the drawer box itself is put your locking devices on. Holes are already drilled for your locking devices. They go like that. This gray part is going to be touching the outside of the drawer box. You can have a little package of screws here. You only need 4 screws for these guys. I put way too many screws in here. I'm set for this. So I got 4 of these tiny little 3/4 inch long screws. You notice right there. And I'm going to switch this driver bit out and go back to my original little guy that came with my drill. Okay, this is not included. All right, so there we go. There. It's nice and snug. Easy. And that's it. Okay. So that's all you got there. Now, drawer front. This is your drawer front. This is the face. This is the back. And notice you have a couple of holes, small holes drilled on the back there. Okay? Those are precisely engineered there. We're going to make sure these things are all lined up for you. All right. If you notice, you take a tape measure to this. These holes are actually closer to the bottom on the top drawer front. So you're going to have to kind of play around with that just a little bit. You use your drawer front mounting screws that are provided in your order. These guys right here. Need 4 of those. And then what you want to do is look for the hole through the thing. It's kind of probably be easier if I had a flashlight. It's kind of hard to do this on video. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to put the screw through there, and then I'm going to make sure it gets into the hole. Tighten it by the hand a little bit. There we go. I know I'm in there now. Good. So as long as you do that first one. Okay. Same thing here, just kind of make sure it's lined up. You should be able to see that hole pretty good. It's really tight. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I like that. Okay, looking pretty good. I have not adjusted these, it's the first time we assembled them, so we'll see how the alignment is. All right, so grab this door, and then what you're gonna do is you're going to attach it to the case by just clipping them together. Good? Good. Pretty good. It should be flush down here at the bottom on the base cabinet. On the wall cabinets, we keep it up 1/8 of an inch. And remember, these hinges are fully adjustable. You can take this door up, over, left, and right. Pretty easy. Same with your drawer front, and drawer box. Right here. Click it in. The cabinet is now fully assembled. Not adjusted, but fully assembled. Okay. To clean up these gaps, you can use your adjustments. Number 1 adjustment would be to use your driver, and then you just loosen these screws right here to move this drawer front up, down, left, and right. We give you an oversized hole underneath that screw head, and that oversized hole allows you to move that drawer front. But that's not the easiest way to adjust these. The best way to adjust them is if you look at it, right underneath here, you have little tabs. You kind of scroll in there. You can see these little gray tabs hanging down from the side of the drawer box. That can go in and out. Now, if you push it farther back into the cabinet, the drawer front goes up. And you got about 1/8 of an inch plus or minus. So you have a lot of adjustment there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring it all the way down and see what happens. Right there, not too bad. If you need more adjustment than that, you can always take it down a little bit more. You bring your doors up if you want, and pretty much do whatever you want there. Okay. So, as far as going up and down, adjustment on your doors, this is kind of cool. You can actually use these cam adjustment tools. If you go out, you're going to bring the door up. Notice how I just brought the door up higher. Okay? So it depends on what reveal you want there. We're typically shooting for about 1/8 of an inch to 3/16 of an inch. So here I can adjust this out. Pull that drawer front down just a little bit. Notice, now we're back where we need to be. That's about where I want it. I like to keep it snug right there. So then go back through and then tighten up your mounting screws. Probably want to use just a hand screwdriver. Doing it like this is okay, but the hand screwdriver gives you a little bit more ability to move them around a little bit. And you can also move left to right. That seems pretty good to me. Okay, so we just talked about our up and down adjustments for our drawer fronts and our doors. Now what we're going to do is take this door, and it's over just a little bit too far this way. So what I'm going to do is move it that way just a little bit. We try to maximize our reveals. Now if you notice, this screw right here, if you turn it clockwise, it's going to push the door that way. Okay? So watch this. Watch how far you can go. Notice how the hinge just went all the way. Now I'm too far over. I'm going to show you that I'm just screwed over. Too far over now. So I would like to do one at a time. Open that one up. Again, I'm going to back out that screw counterclockwise now. Just a little bit. Perfect. Dead on where I need to be. Don't worry about this gap yet, because I still got to adjust the one down below. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing here. Pull it over just a little bit. Perfect there. Perfect in there. About 1/8 of an inch. That's where I want to be. Got a good adjustment right there, nice and flush. Again, over here, nice and flush, where I need to be. Door front's all mounted up. Sorry, it's not real stable because it's a short cabinet for the sample we built here. Door right here, soft closing. Drawer box, soft closing. So that's pretty much it. That's our cabinet assembly in a nutshell. It's super easy. First, my favorite parts about this cabinet assembly is the fact that everything, all like the hinges, the hinge plates, everything attaches with just a flick of a little switch.